We're mobile. Take Fox Sports 1350 with you using iHeartRadio. It's the IE's home for sports. KPWK AM 1350, Riverside, San Bernardino, an iHeartRadio station.
Yes, we are back in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. IE Sports Net, protected and brought to you by the good folks over at ThinkWise Credit Union. Coach B and Eternal on Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts here. We're also streaming at foxsports1350.com and the iHeartRadio app. And tomorrow is the day. I know we've been talking about it. I apologize. I made the mistake. I've had some people hit me up. I apologize. The IE Sportsnet will premiere tomorrow, the 29th, November 29th. We will be on Fox Sports West. So everyone out there listening, the Inland Valley Classic, the Riverside Sheriff's Association Classic, the 215 Classic, the Inland Valley Sports Hall of Fame Scholar Honors, the Inland Valley Sports Hall of Fame Football Honors, and the all-new Riverside County Scholar Honors will all be seen on Fox Sports West. And still here. We're still here. We're not going anywhere. We're not leaving. So for like in the words of Leonardo DiCaprio, we're not leaving. So if anybody has a question, we will still be here. I love that movie. That by far is one of my top 2 movies for sure, because I have a 1A, 1B. But I love that movie, and we will still be here. So anybody who wants to know Inland Empire Sports, why Eternal is sitting here doing social media during a live radio broadcast, is not important.
Multitasking.
But we're getting it done. So we want to thank our friends at ThinkWise Credit Union who helped to make that possible, the transition for us to get over to Fox Sports West. Only took us 7 years, but we got there.
Hey, let me tell you something, man. We are really, really, really excited. Great Saturday. Lots going on, as you said. You mentioned Coach B tomorrow morning when we wake up. I'm gonna have a problem.
It'll be on my DVR because I'm not gonna.
I'm gonna be up.
Okay. Oh, yeah, knowing you, yeah.
Oh, no, I'm going to be up.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm going to cry a little bit, you know what I mean?
Get a little teary.
I'm going to get a little teary-eyed, and I'm going to be like, you know, I'm going to probably say a little speech afterwards. You know, I want to thank everybody and thank my mama.
Yeah. I want to thank me. like Snoop said.
Guess what I want to thank? I want to thank me. That's who? Me.
No, Dre had nothing to do with it, but, you know.
His mama didn't have anything to do with it. No, nobody.
That part, but we want to thank everybody for joining us. Yes. I know it's been a rough day, man. We were just listening to the Jason McIntyre shows. We came in. They were saying, I think this is the second week in a row, they said Florida State has had a game canceled. This COVID, navigating this COVID is interesting. I think Baltimore had the Ravens had a game canceled. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in. And, you know, LA County. You know, here's the one thing, and this is why I love being the voice of the Inland Empire.
Indeed.
When people, you know, yesterday, the wife, you know, she works at a hospital and she got they asked her to work overtime. So she was doing overtime to knock some things out. And, you know, as I'm driving by Victoria Gardens, and I see restaurants bustling, open. So I say that to say, we're not LA County.
No, right.
So
Clearly.
You can still go to a restaurant, because when people hear that LA County stay-at-home order, we're not LA County.
No, well,
we can still go to restaurants.
Well, let's say this too. LA County doesn't go into effect until Monday.
That part.
That's number one.
That part, true.
Number two, it very well may happen in the Inland Empire.
I'm going to say positive. But right now, we can.
I'm saying that you might want to, like I said, enjoy this weekend, folks. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Yeah, true.
Enjoy this weekend. But even still, I don't want to say that because people out there are getting mixed messages. We need to stay safe. Again, stay safe while enjoying your weekend. I need to make sure we put that out there first because
Absolutely.
Again, this is a pandemic and this is a real thing. People are, my brother again. We for a lot of folks, this Thanksgiving was very, very different. I mean, normally I'm there with the family. It's a big ordeal. My grandfather is.
You eat the best sides in the house.
Oh well, no, I get. Let me
you
tell you
don't
something.
touch the bacon.
No,
you don't touch the ham.
I get the
salmon. You
salmon.
don't touch the turkey.
Yeah, hey, you saw.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody do fish on Thanksgiving.
I do. And it's tradition for me. You know what I mean?
Okay,
I've been doing that for quite some time.
Pescatarian.
Now. Yeah, whatever the title is, that's what I do.
Yes. I hear you, man.
But we couldn't even hang out. With our grandfather this year because we wanted to make sure he was safe.
Right.
And so, it's one of those, I know a lot of families who were going to see their loved ones who were older in age who were like quarantined for like 10 days before they went to go. So this is a total different holiday, and it's going to be a different holiday in terms of this year until we get out, to obviously we get some kind of vaccine going, man. But no, I mean, again, a lot of people. Yeah. My brother told me, he said this hospital situation.
So he'll get the vaccine first because he works in a hospital.
Oh yeah,
he'll be one of the first to get it.
No doubt.
I was telling the missus that. Yeah, you're going to be one of the warp speed.
Yeah.
Operation Warp Speed.
Yeah. So we're going to get a chance to see how how that whole process works. But again, I mean, to our first responders, I mean, obviously, we tell you thank you. Again, this doesn't happen. We don't even get to where we are without your help, your hard work and dedication. So.
As I said last week, wear a mask, please do. Yesterday I went to see the missus because she was working a long day. I brought her lunch, and I'm looking at her face. She walks out, she doesn't have a mask, but you can see it on her face. You can see the lines of the mask because she wears that mask. Yesterday she worked 16 hours, so she wore that mask not only that, she wears 2 masks. Yeah, she wears goggles and a shield. Yeah. And she did that for 16 hours. So people say they can't go in the store for 30 minutes and wear a mask. Come on now. Yeah. You wear, like I said, like I was going to say last week, you wear a seatbelt when you drive. Yep. And you stop at red lights. So you can wear a mask. Yeah, I mean, and again, you do that obviously for yourself, but for the safety of other folks. You know what I mean? Absolutely, because one thing is people will say, "Hey, I should be able to make my own choice and decisions." I get it, but when you go to the hospital, my wife is there, so now you impact her life. I'm about to say you don't want Daddy Arrington to come up there. But anyway, it's going down right here live in the great city of Riverside. Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350. Coach B and Eternal. Real quick, man, because there are a lot of Inland Empire kids who are doing some great things. As we mentioned, we saw 2 of them get drafted in the top 10 of the NBA draft. Out of Chino Hills. That was exciting. But there are some kids that are doing some great things. We spotlight them because, again, a lot of times in the IE, a lot of these kids don't get recognition. So one of my guys, we've been following him, Coach B and I have been following this young man for quite some time. We've seen him up close and personal. He's none other than out of the Centennial High School, Javon McKinley. And let me tell you something. This young man, there's a lot of to do about him going to Notre Dame. Mm-hmm. Because there's a lot of talent there. They didn't think maybe he'd get washed up. But this kid has really come on strong. Right now, he's the leading receiver for Notre Dame right now. He waited his turn. He waited his turn. He sat down and he did it the right way, man. He said, but when his time was called, he was ready because we know this kid is a stud. We've seen him do his thing. Right. But again, already to date, he has 500 yards. He's the leading receiver, 549 yards, averaging 18.3 yards per catch, doing some real great things. So basically, he's saying he wrote himself a check for next year. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. No, got it. He'll be at the combine. He's at the combine. Okay. No question about it. But again, it's another Centennial product that's doing some big things. And you think about that, Centennial, should I say, we have a newspaper, a magazine coming out. Well, who's on the cover? Oh, man. Oh, sure. I mean, don't give me that. None other than the coach, Logan. There you go. And Logan, and the focus of our story is he was already a national power in 2008. Yes. At Centennial. But if you look at it, within the last, I would say, 5 to 7 years, his program has really found their stride because JJ's out there. Yes. And then I'm looking at their Twitter handle. They have a lot of kids that are dominating at the college level. Yeah, no question about it. This little group of talent they got coming out is they're going now. Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, and then the number 1 player in the nation. Yes. And his name's beside me right now. Yeah, Corey Foreman. And so he's just stud.com. I mean, great kid, great family. We met the family. Obviously, we were calling the game last year. But again, some kids are doing some great things on the basketball front. Some huge games these last couple of days where we've seen some people come out here and do some great things. In particular, San Diego State. There's a guy that he was on our show. His name is Money Making Matt Mitchell. Okay. Yes. No. The guy that got his first points. Oh, my guy, Lamont Butler. Big shout out to Lamont Butler. He's a new Aztec. Yes. A new Aztec. And again, it was really great to see him. But Mitchell was on our show too. That's true. Yeah, man. That's my guy. You know what I mean? Both of those young men are my guy right there. I mean, big up to both those kids. Right. But I've known Money Making Matt Mitchell, since he was a kid. You know what I mean? So we've seen him come up. He used to be a ball boy. I mean, this is when I used to do. See, this is not my first run at ABA. We're going to get into that in a second real quick. We did some ABA stuff a couple years ago. Actually, almost probably about 5 years ago now, over at RCC.
And he was one of the ball boys.
Okay.
Matt Mitchell, you know what I mean? So big shout out to my guy, Matt Mitchell, one of the stars over at San Diego State doing some great things. He'll probably be in the NBA. He stayed a year. A lot of people thought he was going to, he shouldn't come out, but he ended up making a good decision, to me at least. I think he made a good decision.
It's interesting because you think about that. They was once again, Coach B and Eternal Fox Sports AM 1350, they were saying that this was probably one of the weakest drafts in recent memory. So this may have been a year to come out when you look at it. I like that Chino Hills kid that went number 3. And then another Chino Hills kid that went number 6.
Yes. And let me tell you something. My guy, Acunier.
I'm glad you said it. I wasn't even. I was just going to say, from Chino Hills.
But we call him Big O. But again, I hope I said his name correctly.
And rest in peace to his brother.
Exactly. Michelle Gardner talked about that extensively. She was one of the reporters who was doing that. Big shout out to Michelle Gardner. But anyway, he's had a great team. Trey Young's out there. I mean, they got some players out there. They're young. You got Clint Capella out there. He's going to be playing probably behind him. So they got some. I mean, they have some really, really good talent out there.
Young talent. Yeah. I just want to see is LeVar going to go to Charlotte and remind Jordan that he never lost. Is he going to remind him of that? Never lost.
Right. Oh, and then tonight, Coach B.
The greatest boxer ever.
Now here goes the situation real quick. I'm just going to say this, and because I'm glad I can say this from a distance, and I ain't got Mike. Mike ain't going to knock me out because I don't want to fight Mike. We're talking about the Mike Tyson-Roy Jones fight tonight. It's going to happen. Now, you saw that picture with him when he was all big and swole.
Yes.
I saw the weigh-in.
It didn't look like it.
Okay.
It looked like
was I the only one seeing that?
I hope he wasn't. I hope he's not doing the pregame like he did in Tokyo.
Okay. Well, no, you did it right. You did it right and I think a lot of people were saying it because they have been obviously they're not testing for the medicinal stuff because we know Mike Tyson is a guy.
He has his own. He has his own.
Yeah, he got his own deal going on with that. But from my understanding, there was testing that happened. So I imagine the testing.
It's probably just COVID testing, nothing else.
You would think they were doing some. I'm sure they did COVID tests, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't want to speculate. Because to me, my thought process is if he was juicing, he would still look good now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Good point.
He would still look. I mean, so what I think happened, it was photoshopped. A lot of those pictures because I saw them pictures, man. I was like. And I think there were up close camera shots on him when he was doing the stuff. So it looked like he was, there's some stuff you can do.
It didn't look good. It didn't look good. And when you look at it, when I look at Roy Jones and Mike Tyson, they're like the same size.
Yeah, I tripped off that because
Roy Jones should have been a heavyweight all his career.
To me, here's one thing you get to know about boxers. You normally walk around 10, 15, sometimes 20 pounds heavier than what you actually fight.
You know they changed that, and they're changing that, though.
Yes. Well, and for good reason, because it becomes extremely difficult.
It's unhealthy.
Yeah, it's unhealthy to do that, man. And that's and I can tell you that from experience. I mean, as a wrestler.
I mean, wrestling at 112 is hard. But speaking of that, my guy, I got to give a shout out to my guy. You hear
the crickets right there, man?
I got to give a shout out to my guy, Mike Wing, over there at Unity to Spark Change. We were talking the other day because he said he's going to get the Tyson fight. I said, I'm just going to wait for the highlights on ESPN. I don't know if I can just, it's tough times. It's Christmas. I don't know if I can give Mike $50 right now.
Right, and I
got babies to feed.
I was just about to say, and see, and then you come off $50, and then what are you gonna see?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
you mess around and see. I mean, and again, I love both those guys, Mike Tyson, Roy Jones.
Now, this was 20 years ago. I'm all in, but I was gonna say when my guy Mike Wing, he was saying one of the things he said the changes, like he has a buddy that, and this is something that when I know you talked the story about how hard it was for you to make weight when you wrestled at 112, but the thing about it, he was saying now not only do they weigh you before the fight, but they weigh you day up. So what is that? So basically, when people make weight, they start drinking water and all that, right?
So what happens is you initially the weigh-in happens the day before the fight, right?
Right.
So what you normally, like what we used to do back in the day, you would normally, and it's very unhealthy. But normally what you do is because you're cutting so much weight, you go the next day and you kind of pig out, or you start to eat, and then you get that weight right back.
Right.
And so what can happen is you mess around and get right back to your walking around weight, to your normal weight, and then you go
overnight.
Yeah, close to it, 24 hours. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
And all of a sudden you walk up in there and you're like 10 pounds, 15 pounds heavier than your guy, which again is an unfair advantage. So they're working on. I don't know how detailed that is yet.
Yeah, he said they vote. So now he says someone to get flagged.
Yeah.
So, but eventually, because they said they got to get doctors to sign off on them, and doctors aren't going to do that.
Well, I mean, it's going to be, you're going to have all those boxes. My hope is, I know we got to get ready to wrap up here, but my hope is that we get to a point where they start to, all these different belts, we got to get rid of that stuff, man. I think that'll be a lot more entertaining. I think if you just had like a couple of different divisions, I know
the biggest thing is to do, we just need to get like UFC, have one league.
Exactly.
Have one guy that's saying, hey, if you don't fight, we take your title.
That's what it is.
That's it. And I know they tried to do it what Arum had, that one league, but the problem is they call it the Muhammad Ali rule, where you can't be the promoter and you can't run
and you can't run the thing because it'll be a conflict of interest ultimately.
Right. But UFC can do it.
Yeah. Well, it's and again, there's a lot of complaints about that right now. I think what it is, because UFC is still kind of like, quote unquote, like underground, to be candid with you. I don't think there's but it's getting close to a point where
that's the reason no one cares about boxing, because the best fighters don't fight.
Yeah, if you want to make the fighting game happen, unify them belts.
Yeah, we see when we in the 80s.
That's why it used to be.
We watched the best fighting ever, and Mike didn't run from anybody.
No,
he should have ran from.
He did
for years. He ran from Holyfield. I know
he does. He must say he ran from Holyfield. No question.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and take a commercial break.
So we can do this all day. Okay, when we come back, we got more sports stuff to talk about.
Danny B's coming up today.
Danny B's coming up. We got our guy from the
ABA,
the IE Emperors. Coach B, a lot of stuff going on, man. So let's go ahead and do this, man.
Let's go ahead and do this. You're listening to IE Sportsnet, presented by ThinkWise Credit Union with Coach B
and Eternal. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here. Live on Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350. You can take the conversation with you on the iHeartRadio app. We're right back after this.
Kenny Clark of the Green Bay Packers.
One of the best in the league.
On Fox Sports Radio.
We are Fox Sports.
IE Sportsnet is the longest-running #1 sports talk show originating from the Inland Empire. Every week since 2013, Coach B and Eternal have brought you the best sports coverage from Riverside and San Bernardino counties. In addition to our top-rated show, IE Sportsnet also produces 10 events annually. The Inland Valley Classic All-Star Series, the Riverside Sheriff's Association All-Star Classic Series, and 215 All-Star Classic Series. These events attract over 5,000 spectators. Now is the perfect time to market your brand on one of the world's most recognizable stations, Fox Sports Radio, for as low as $25. That's right, you can advertise with Coach B and Eternal on IE Sportsnet and Fox Sports AM 1350 for as low as $25. Contact our account exec today, staff at iesportsnet.com, or follow up on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at IE Sportsnet.
We are Fox Sports.
Since 1952, ThinkWise Credit Union has served education professionals and families in Riverside, San Bernardino, and Orange counties. ThinkWise gives back to the community with financial education and support to local schools and organizations. Join us today to experience a safe and comfortable alternative to banking that gives back. ThinkWise Credit Union. You'll feel good about what we can accomplish together. Visit our website at thinkwisecu.org. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender, qualified members only.
Kinematics Physical Therapy and Sports Performance looks forward to partnering with you in the restoration of your wellness and expediting you back to your active life. We'd love to see you at our spacious clinic, conveniently located in Norco at 1801 3rd Street, Suite 101. Call us at 951-777-2178. That's 951-777-2178. Or visit our website at kptsport.com. Our clinic is an outpatient orthopedic clinic designed to treat general pain, post-operative conditions, and athletic rehabilitation using research standards of care. When you step through our doors, your pain becomes ours, and we will work diligently to help manage whatever life has thrown at you. We provide educational and screening services to the community free of charge. Services provided include health screenings, monthly health courses, sports venue coverage, and fundraising. We'd love to meet you at our spacious clinic, conveniently located in Norco at 1801 3rd Street, Suite 101. Call us at 951-777-2178. That's 951-777-2178. Or visit our website at kptsport.com. All are welcome whom aren't afraid to recover their potential.
Farmers Insurance. The office of Stacey Ann Holgate is a proud sponsor of Inland Empire Sports. Located in Riverside at 3641 Adams Street, Stacey Ann's office is able to assist you with your financial goals in planning for your future. Her office can also assist you with your business insurance, home, auto, and much more. Give Stacey Ann Holgate's office a call today at 951-977-9899. That's 951-977-9899. And mention Fox Sports AM 1350. Stacey loves her community and the kids in it. She knows they're the future, and investing in them is an investment towards a healthier community. Wouldn't you want to do business with someone who cares about your children almost as much as you do? Contact Stacey Ann Holgate's insurance agency at 951-977-9899 for ways she can help you and your family with all of your insurance needs today. Located at 3641 Adams Street in Riverside, California, Stacey Ann Holgate Insurance Agency. She's on the air because she cares. Give Stacey Ann Holgate's office a call today at 951-977-9899. That's 951-977-9899.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Where my fellas at? All my little fellas. What up? This is D-Ray Davis, a very athletic D-Ray Davis. Right now I'm on Fox Sports Radio.
This is the IE's home for sport.
Yes, we are back in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. IE Sportsnet brought to you by the good folks at ThinkWise Credit Union, live on Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here. We're also streaming at foxsports1350.com and the iHeartRadio app.
Yes, indeed. Coach B, man, as we mentioned, a great Saturday coming up. As we said at the top of the show, we're still trying to right now as it stands, there's no stay-at-home orders for the Inland Empire to date. Right now, we've been checking the Twitter, the social media outlets, and right now everything right now, Coach B. But we're paying close attention to that right now because we're still in the pandemic, brother.
Absolutely. You talked about the thing with your grandfather, his first. You guys couldn't go out and meet with him. I'm excited, man. I finally had a chance. I haven't, and it's kind of embarrassing, but I haven't talked to her in years. I finally had a chance to connect with my grandmother.
Oh, I remember you telling me about that. That has to be nice, man.
Yeah, Dora Mae Ruffin. And I just want to let everybody in Mississippi know that I will, we just want to get past this pandemic. And now that my kids are working, we have to schedule everything around everyone's schedule. So I don't really want to travel out this time. Hopefully the spike will subside a little. But I was talking to the kids. We're going to try to get out there either January or February. I want to make sure I see my grandmother, Dora Mae Ruffin. She just had a birthday. So I want to say happy birthday to my grandmother. Last time I saw her, I'm 45 now. Last time I saw her, I think I was 22. Brandy met her.
Oh, wow.
Last time I was in Mississippi, I was 16.
Mississippi?
Yeah, I haven't, my entire family tree is in Mississippi.
That's wow.
I in Mississippi, I know
dirt roads and woods, man.
Yeah, I probably got about 80 relatives in Mississippi.
That's wow.
It's my entire family tree is in Laurel or Hattiesburg. So if you're in Arrington and Laurel or Hattiesburg,
kinfolk.
Yeah, you might be or if you're a Ruffin, you might be related to me. So
like David Ruffin,
my other grandmother was a thick pen. I just found that out. Wow. So if you're a Ruffin, an Arrington, or a thick pen, chances are we're related.
No doubt. So you got some money for him? Can they come through and call you for
that? That I don't. Okay.
Okay.
I'm shorter than a midget on his knees.
Yes, we are live right here in the great city of Riverside. Coach B and Eternal Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350. Coach B, man, what do we got coming up today, man?
We got some good football coming up today, man. No, you know what? Our guy Burns just posted, you talk about the Inland Empire. And then one thing that I love about what Coach Burns does is he really markets and promotes his program and his teams. And he has an alumni face-off. One of his guys, Bradley Whitworth, I believe that's his name, is going to be going against Lonzo Burns. So Bradley goes to UCLA, Lonzo goes to Arizona, and also our guy over at UCLA, Alec Anderson is over at UCLA as well. So
have you been checking in with him? See how he's doing?
I have not, but he and Brianna, they still follow each other on social media because they've known each other since kindergarten. So Brianna was saying that she still keeps in contact with him. He was going to work to try to get us tickets this year, but in came COVID, and also I don't appreciate the disrespect that Facebook is doing right now. They're showing me a memory from 3 years ago where Cajon played Downey.
Wow.
And I didn't like what Jalen Daniels was doing to us in high school, and now he's slapping everybody around in college.
Yeah,
the two-time, he's still the defending, because he's the last one we named. He is the two-time Inland Valley Sports Hall of Fame Player of the Year. So he is the guy.
No doubt about it. And then real quick, because like I said, we've been trying to highlight folks who are doing some great things. We gentlemen, and if I'm not mistaken, I think this kid played in our All-Star game. I had to get some feedback. Chance Nolan, and he's out of Paloma Valley, came in big time, is now the quarterback for Oregon State, the Oregon State Beavers. And if I'm not mistaken, it was part of they beat them, and I don't know how long of a that's like a huge rivalry between Oregon State and Oregon. But our guy Chance Nolan, Oregon State football, was there, and last night was contributed big time to the victory over Oregon. The ranked Oregon, so the unranked Oregon State beat them last night. Again, the big shout out to Chance Nolan out of Paloma Valley.
And speaking of that, Thomas and Reed over at Oregon, give shouts out to them out of Rancho.
Yes.
Remember, we saw them run. We saw Reed run all over the field.
Yeah.
Red, was it Red or Reed? I know Michelle Gardner corrected me.
Yes.
I know I said it wrong.
I think it's Red. Yeah.
Red. But they were out there balling. Thomas is still out there getting it in, putting in work. So good stuff.
That's really dope,
really
man.
good stuff.
It's some young kids doing some great stuff out there. And then we would be remiss if we didn't mention USC, because CBU and USC had a huge game, went down to overtime. Big shout out to CBU, because they got some kids that are doing some really great things. And that's a team out of Riverside, but almost shocked the world by taking down the powerhouse USC, who has the Mobley twins.
Yes.
And again, the Mobley twins out of Rancho Christian. So big shout out to the Mobley twins. Again, a lot of talent, man. A lot of talent coming out of the IE, man. So we're gonna get ready for this interview that we have coming up, Coach B. We got the ABA. I do believe the video's loose.
Right.
So we got so if you guys want to check out the video, it's the IE Emperor. We got to get that video posted on our website soon. But we're really excited about that. We Coach B and myself were on location for the ABA jump off. Big shout out to our guy Kevin over at the IE Emperors.
Absolutely. And we want to make sure, I just reached out to Kevin, so I want to make sure that Charles calls into the 8:30 mark. So we certainly appreciate it. Are we ready to take a commercial break?
Yes, sir.
Let's go ahead.
Come back. We're going to have some more good stuff to talk about now.
Absolutely. You're listening to IE Sports Net, presented by ThinkWise Credit Union with Coach B.
And Eternal. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here, live on Fox Sports 1350.
Had an empire. Right now it's being remodeled.
Hi, this is Macho Ronnie. You're live on Fox Sports Radio.
Since 1952, ThinkWise Credit Union has served education professionals and families in Riverside, San Bernardino, and Orange counties. ThinkWise gives back to the community with financial education and support to local schools and organizations. Join us today to experience a safe and comfortable alternative to banking that gives back. ThinkWise Credit Union. You'll feel good about what we can accomplish together. Visit our website at thinkwisecu.org. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Qualified.
IE Sportsnet is the longest-running #1 sports talk show originating from the Inland Empire. Every week since 2013, Coach B and Eternal have brought you the best sports coverage from Riverside and San Bernardino counties. In addition to our top-rated show, IE Sportsnet also produces 10 events annually. The Inland Valley Classic All-Star Series, the Riverside Sheriff's Association All-Star Classic Series, and 215 All-Star Classic Series. These events attract over 5,000 spectators. Now is the perfect time to market your brand on one of the world's most recognizable stations, Fox Sports Radio, for as low as $25. That's right, you can advertise with Coach B and Eternal on IE Sportsnet and Fox Sports AM 1350 for as low as $25. Contact our account exec today, staff at iesportsnet.com, or follow up on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at IE Sportsnet.
We are Fox Sports.
Farmers Insurance. The office of Stacey Ann Holgate is a proud sponsor of Inland Empire Sports. Located in Riverside at 3641 Adams Street, Stacey Ann's office is able to assist you with your financial goals in planning for your future. Her office can also assist you with your business insurance, home, auto, and much more. Give Stacey Ann Holgate's office a call today at 951-977-9899. That's 951-977-9899. And mention Fox Sports AM 1350. Stacey loves her community and the kids in it. She knows they're the future, and investing in them is an investment towards a healthier community. Wouldn't you want to do business with someone who cares about your children almost as much as you do? Contact Stacey Ann Holgate's insurance agency at 951-977-9899 for ways she can help you and your family with all of your insurance needs today. Located at 3641 Adams Street in Riverside, California, Stacey Ann Holgate Insurance Agency. She's on the air because she cares. Give Stacey Ann Holgate's office a call today at 951-977-9899. That's 951-977-9899.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Yes, we are back in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. IE Sportsnet, brought to you by the good folks over at ThinkWise Credit Union, Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here. We're also streaming at foxsports1350.com and the iHeartRadio app.
I'm just looking on my my Macintosh phone I got here. You know, us old folks call it a Macintosh phone.
I didn't know Apple made Macintosh phones.
Well, I mean, you know, I'm jolly wagging. But yeah, I'm a little hurt right now. You know, I myself, like every other American, is a Dallas Cowboy fan.
No, that would be a negative.
Oh, well, I thought because they were called America's team, we were all in the same gang.
I live in California, not America. Like, you know, my governor said we are a nation state.
We are a nation state. Oh, that's to be desired right now. But anyway, man, my Cowboys, you know, while I'm out here trying to give thanks, you know, I'm out here with my brother. We're already in the pandemic.
Take your time.
You know, we're having a very small, tight-knit Thanksgiving gathering that was just blessed up. Big shout out to my cousin, came through, and we had a really, really nice food set up. But while I'm doing this, I'm trying to give thanks, Coach B. Live my life the best I can.
Living your best life.
And in the fourth quarter, when I say we gave it up, I mean we gave it 21 unanswered points by the team that doesn't even have a name associated with it right now. Just criminal. My Dallas Cowboys fell tragically to the Washington football team. Not even like the Washington State football team. They're just called the Washington football team. And when I say they beat the brakes off as a Coach B, I mean the brakes. I'm talking about when you were stopping the car and it's smoking, they beat the brakes off of us. I was sick.
In the words of Deion Sanders, Dak says hi. So all those people out there who thought that, you know, they didn't need Dak and they didn't want to pay Dak. Well, you know, I think that argument's over with.
I mean, my goodness, man. You know, Coach B, and you know how this works in sports. Sometimes you have not only do you have like a star player, but you have what's called the emotional leader of a team.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And Dakota, I'm calling what Mama called him now. Dakota is not only the emotional leader. There's some time where I see him on the sideline, his lip is quivering. He knows he's almost about to cry.
Oh, his real name is Dakota. I did not know that.
You didn't know that?
I did not.
Dakota.
Yeah.
Dakota Prescott.
And the funny thing is, he went to Mississippi State, so he was out there. Close to my family lives closer to Mississippi State.
They probably came out there and seen Dakota throw that pill.
Actually, they live close to the Southern Miss, but a lot of my family members like Mississippi State.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm positive about that.
Absolutely, yeah, because they're at because where they're at, they're right there. Because I think Southern Miss is in Hattiesburg. Don't start me the line, but I think they're in Hattiesburg. But yeah, they had a good quarterback that went there. His name was Brett something. He played for Green Bay. I don't know whatever happened to him.
No, he went to Southern Miss, I thought.
I'm sorry, Southern Miss. That's what I meant to say. He went to Southern Miss.
Okay.
Yeah, he went to Southern Miss. I think he had a pretty decent career. I don't know how he did.
He died, but Dakota Prescott. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I think we're losing the way we're. Outside of just COVID, just smacked up, or just we're not even COVID really. We got a lot of injuries. A lot of people, especially when your offensive line is out. You're gonna look bad, and we looked decent all the way up into the fourth quarter, and then we just turn over, and it was just bad, man. So yeah, I couldn't even give thanks right. I turned the TV off quickly. I at that point in time, I was just busted and disgusted, Coach B.
I don't think I would ever watch a Dallas Cowboys game. But we're on.
Well, tell you what, you're not watching football because your Chargers don't come on TV much.
Okay, touche. So I think we have a better record this year, though. But it's hard being a Chargers fan and a Clippers fan. But
I know.
I power through it. I power through it.
Tell the truth. Speaking of Clippers, Coach B, and again, it's Coach B and Eternal right here live on the Fox Sports Radio AM 1350. The Clippers right now, a lot of talk right now.
Preseason was released.
The schedule's coming out on the 18th already. It's already written in stone. We're going out there and we're taking on the hairline. No, I'm playing. I'm gonna get that man his props. Our guy, the King James,
Prince James.
He's wow. That's what we doing. We gonna get that man his respect. That man went out there. He did his thing.
I got to give it to him, man. He went out and won a championship. You're 3 teams, 3 cities, 3 coaches. You've got to say he's one of the greatest to ever play.
No question.
You have to.
Yeah, if you don't get that man his respect, I mean, and again, it's coming from people like LeBron. I've always respected the cat, always. But he had to grow on me in terms of like an NBA player, because I think a lot of people were propping him up early, and he wasn't. He had the skill, but he wasn't there yet. You know what I mean? And I still think Kobe's better than him, and I'm just gonna leave it there. But anyway,
okay.
Yeah.
I can't agree with that one.
But anyway, but like I said though, so already the schedule's released, Coach B. We see the games. I wonder how that's gonna look. What is your thought process about that? I mean, again, this is the 18th. It feels like they just got through playing last week, Coach B.
Absolutely. It's going to be an interesting preseason, because I think the Clippers are playing all their games at home. They have 2 games against the Lakers. And then I think that the another team is. I know they released it. I looked at it, and then another team is coming to LA. So it's going to be an interesting season, nonetheless. So I don't know. I think the Lakers. You think all that time they spent in the bubble. Now this year, are they going to play games like the NFL where they're going to different cities and towns, or are they going to try to? I haven't heard anything about that. Are they going to try to do a bubble?
It's really. I know a lot of it right now is up in the air, but we have to say, now that you've seen everything happen, we've seen football happen, we've seen baseball happen. Obviously, we went through basketball. Clearly, the NBA is set the bar in terms of how to deal with this COVID pandemic. Big shout out to Adam Silver, went out there. I mean, with no question, there were some mistakes made, but when you have in there where like no games are postponed due to COVID, you know what I mean?
Right.
And they were able just to run that thing.
Right.
The bar was set high. Obviously, football is a total different monster. It's very, very difficult to do within a bubble like that, especially because those teams are trying to get some kind of revenue. There's some areas where they're obviously allowing fans, which is still beyond me.
Right.
But at any rate, the NBA is really doing it. So again, I'm very curious to see how they're going to handle this.
DJ Quick was wrong. I'll say that right now, because he said the bubble is trouble. So that's good stuff. So I can't wait to see how this season turns out, because I think this is the year of the Clipper. You got to think LeBron James, 35, 36 years old?
Yes.
And he just had a very taxing season.
Man.
How is that going to work on him? And athletes are superstitious.
Yes.
So for one, it throws off their rhythm, their preparation.
Yep.
So we're going to see them going right back into it.
Yeah, I think for anybody, I mean, and I know that there's a big thing because Bron kind of put himself out there and said he's never going to load management, but best believe he'll be load managing, this particular year. And but one thing I really I liked is when you watch the draft. You notice that a lot of players like, hey, give me a call. We're working right now. Come on through. I'll pick you up from the airport. We're getting at it. So I just really enjoyed to see that. I think a lot of these teams, especially like those Atlanta, the Portland teams, they're out there they're like, look, we're going at it right now. We're going hard. We're getting ready. So I think a lot of those young teams are starting to get ready right now. So.
Right. Yeah. So we'll see. The one team that you're going to have to keep an eye out for is
Dallas.
Not Dallas, but the Phoenix. Phoenix.
Yeah,
I mean, they went into the bubble and were undefeated. So they're a team that's coming with a chip on their shoulder. They didn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah, got Chris Paul. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got some young talent coming back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they look good. That's another team that's going to look really good. So, again, there's a lot happening right now, Coach B. The bubble's going to look, the West is going to be, the West is going to be what it is, man. It's going to look dominant, man. So it's going to be exciting to see that.
Absolutely. I keep, I see all these Clippers fan polls on Facebook and this and that, and it's like, calm down, relax. The Clippers are still working. They still, I'm not privy to any inside information, but they're still working. They're still got things in motion. When you got the logo there, you're in good hands.
And I saw that picture. When you see the logo sitting there talking to Steve Ballmer, that's brains and a wallet. So anytime you have brains and a wallet together, some things gonna happen. So I'm not that concerned. I believe that the Doc Rivers firing was not only was it justified, it was needed. With all due respect to our guy Doc, we know Doc has been gracious to us. So we have nothing bad to say about Doc. Big shout out to Doc Rivers. I hope wish the best for you, but I think it was needed with the Clippers though.
All right, so we'll see what happens with that.
I got opinions. Opinions.
I got you. So we're hopefully I'm looking forward to a good season. As we mentioned, we got Danny B coming up at the 45-minute mark.
Indeed. Really.
We're excited about that. The longest running sports betting show in America. I don't want to make him seem old, but he started in '94. I graduated high school in '93. So that and when I look in the mirror, I look old.
With Danny B is fit. Have you ever seen him?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, Danny
I am
B,
not.
Yeah, we got to ask him. I am not. Because Danny B is a fit man. I mean, he puts me to shame. But anyway, I got really excited about that. I mean, if you guys are interested in betting the line, talk to this. Danny B has been doing this stuff. I mean, there's a lot of guys that and again, with all due respect, because there's a lot of people on our radio station as well. But Danny B has been the longest running sports betting show. And this guy right now is very, he has the insights. I mean, knows all the ins and outs about what's going on. So we're really excited about him. Pick his brain a little bit. And if I'm not mistaken, he has a freebie, too, that's going to be given out, Coach B. So we want to make sure we get that information as well, man.
Absolutely. So I'm excited about that, man. I can't wait to hear him call in. As we mentioned, and he's a friend of the show. He's been on before. So we're looking forward to that. Inside the Numbers, that is the name of his show, longest running sports betting radio talk show. There is. And I know he's heard across the country. He's done a lot of good stuff. So Danny B is our guy. Can't wait to see that, man. And then he'll probably talk about it a little bit. I think him and his wife have a show together.
Yeah, they're doing they're doing like a Facebook Live deal. Because one of the things I enjoy about it, I mean, they have a real nice. I mean, what you see a nice live.
Great family.
Great family, you know what I mean? Their view of where they live is nice. They live kind of like in the country, quote unquote. But no, great family. Big shout out to Danny B and the wife and the whole entire family. Another thing, Coach B, we got to make sure we send out the reminder. We will tomorrow. And I mean, Coach B, I'm telling you, I am excited about this. We will be on Fox Sports West. You heard me correct. Yes, Fox Sports West. You will see the faces of Coach B and I right there live on your TV screen. We are elated about this information. I mean, thanks to everybody who made this possible for us. Really excited. ThinkWise Credit Union, IEHP, everybody out there, the community that gave us content. Really, really exciting time, Coach B.
Absolutely. We're excited about that. So our guys, and then next week, our guys from ThinkWise are actually going to be calling into the show. So they're going to talk about the partnership and talking a little bit about everything that's going on. So we're excited about that, man. Let's go ahead and take us a commercial break. We're going to, as we mentioned, Danny B will be calling in at the 45-minute mark. So
DB wins.
So we're looking forward to that. You're listening to IE Sports Net, presented by our great friends at ThinkWise Credit Union with Coach B.
And Eternal. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here, live on Fox Sports 1350.
Shaq with that picnic table suit.
Yo, this is Aries Spears on Fox Sports Radio.
We are Fox Sports.
IE Sportsnet is the longest-running #1 sports talk show originating from the Inland Empire. Every week since 2013, Coach B and Eternal have brought you the best sports coverage from Riverside and San Bernardino counties. In addition to our top-rated show, IE Sportsnet also produces 10 events annually. The Inland Valley Classic All-Star Series, the Riverside Sheriff's Association All-Star Classic Series, and 215 All-Star Classic Series. These events attract over 5,000 spectators. Now is the perfect time to market your brand on one of the world's most recognizable stations, Fox Sports Radio, for as low as $25. That's right, you can advertise with Coach B and Eternal on IE Sportsnet and Fox Sports AM 1350 for as low as $25. Contact our account exec today, staff at iesportsnet.com, or follow up on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at IE Sportsnet.
We are Fox Sports.
Farmers Insurance, the office of Stacey Ann Holgate, is a proud sponsor of Inland Empire Sports. Located in Riverside at 3641 Adams Street, Stacey Ann's office is able to assist you with your financial goals in planning for your future. Her office can also assist you with your business insurance, home, auto, and much more. Give Stacey Ann Holgate's office a call today at 951-977-9899. That's 951-977-9899. And mention Fox Sports AM 1350. Stacey loves her community and the kids in it. She knows they are the future, and investing in them is an investment towards a healthier community. Wouldn't you want to do business with someone who cares about your children almost as much as you do? Contact Stacey Ann Holgate's insurance agency at 951-977-9899 for ways she can help you and your family with all of your insurance needs today. Located at 3641 Adams Street in Riverside, California, Stacey Ann Holgate Insurance Agency. She's on the air because she cares. Give Stacey Ann Holgate's office a call today at 951-977-9899. That's 951-977-9899.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
What's up, world? This is your favorite comic, Tony Rock. And you're checking out Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports.
Yes, we are back in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. It's IE Sportsnet, brought to you by the good folks at ThinkWise Credit Union. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here. We're also streaming at foxsports1350.com and the iHeartRadio app. And starting tomorrow, debuting tomorrow, the 29th, we will be seen in California, Nevada, and Hawaii on Fox Sports West.
Really exciting news right there. We do have a caller calling in on the ThinkWise Credit Union Celebrity Be Heard hotline. Please introduce yourself to the Fox Sports Radio audience.
Are you talking to me, fellas? You guys know who I am. Danny B here howling at you.
How you doing, Danny B? We have none other than Danny B, host of Inside the Numbers, the longest running sports betting talk show in the nation. Danny B, how you doing out there?
Since 1994.
Yes, indeed. How you doing out there, Danny B?
Hey, listen, first of all, congrats on the new thing here on Fox Sports West. That's outstanding. Happy for you, fellas. All good here. Happy Thanksgiving, belated. I hope everybody's doing well. It's early out there. We're getting ready for lunch here. We're going to talk some sports, guys, but it's been a bit. Last time I was on the show was about 4 years ago, and I miss you guys, but I know you're doing good. I'm going to give out a toll-free number for all you sports fans out there that like betting on the games. It's a toll-free number. We put free winners out every day on a recorded message.
Okay.
Today alone is 3 games and 3 for tomorrow. Also, if you hold on tight, I'm going to release an upset tomorrow in the NFL.
Here we go.
But
Here we go.
Before I get to everything, fellas, I want to talk. I'm going to give out this number again, 877-828-0120. I'll slow it down. Winners on a recorded message, 3 today, 3 tomorrow. There's nobody to talk to. And all of the games, they present value. The raw number, that's what it's about. I partnered up with Jay Anthony, the founder of the raw number betting system. Let's face it, guys, it's tough right now.
Yes, it is.
How many games are canceled? You never know who's going to be scratched due to COVID. So we made it easy for you. We're putting free winners out every day on a recorded message, 877-828-0120. What the raw number does for us, it helps us identify value in each and every game. For example, on our show, Inside the Numbers, we had told you, Jay Anthony, who is the founder of the system, told you to take the Rams over Tampa Bay. He told you the Rams should be favored by 3 to 4 points. It was reversed. they had Tampa Bay at -4. Now, the line did vary, but we saw what happened, an exciting game. And I have something similar for you tomorrow.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's been good, guys. You know, it's been fun. A lot of variables. We see games canceled. Pittsburgh, Baltimore on Thursday. By the way, the Cowboys stink. I just
Danny B, say that one more time, please. Say it one more time.
You're killing me, Danny B. You're killing me.
Just don't talk about the Chargers.
Are you guys kidding me? Listen, real quick. I've been a Cowboy fan since 1970, but I'm realistic. The coaching was
the coaching was horrible.
Pathetic, you know.
Horrible.
I expected a lot more from them. Obviously, they didn't show up, but that NFC East, anybody can grab that. College football, you know, we got some nice matchups today.
Yes.
Some of the games were canceled. Some of the top teams are canceled. But the play that I'm going to be releasing shortly is in the NFL. But right now, anybody that's listening and they want to bet the game safely with information that they can count on, because there's a lot of information right now, most of it's garbage. Right now you can find a lot of value, and all you do is call a toll-free number, 877-828-0120. Now, if you need help, here's the beauty, fellas. If they need help,
okay,
they press number 1. They're connected to the office, and somebody will be there to help them. For example, they might have a question on a game today they're not sure about.
Right.
One of the guys in the office will help them with that game. So we'll give you free winners, and we'll help you if you have a game that you're not too sure of.
And Danny B, we got that.
Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead.
We got that number again for him. Again, if this is the hotline number right here, so you can get your picks. 877-828-0120. You call that number right there, and as Danny B said, if you got any questions about it, you go ahead, you hit the number 1, and it's going to take you to a professional, Coach B, where they're going to get real detailed information right there.
Absolutely. And I have a question for you, Danny B. The biggest sporting event of this year, maybe the last few years. I want to get your thoughts on it. Money Mike Tyson. Is he going to get the win tonight?
Oh, dude, you know what? I've so far been removed from boxing, but I am interested in Mike. I'd love to see. What is he, 50-something years old? 30-something years ago, he was the best of the best. I had the chance and the privilege to watch Muhammad Ali growing up. I'm 58 years old, so I got to watch who I still feel is the best. Muhammad. Second place, Mike Tyson. I'm always rooting for Mike, but, you know, I lost interest in boxing probably in the mid-'90s.
Yeah.
It just hasn't been the same. MMA is very popular in the betting world, but I'd love to see Iron Mike get it done, fellas. I really would, you know. But, again, I've been removed from that. We focus on 4 major sports pretty much inside the numbers. Football, baseball, basketball. You know, we do some hockey as well. But college basketball tipped off on Wednesday.
Yes, it did.
Well,
yes.
We saw an upset just yesterday. We saw a big upset. One of the top teams went down.
Yes, indeed, man.
But yeah, it should be exciting, guys. How you fellas doing out there? How's everything? I know California's a little crazy. I'm here in Pennsylvania now.
Well, yeah, I know, but California, man, you know, we're you know, LA's under lockdown rules. There's a lot going on.
LA County,
excuse me. Let's say that specifically. And right now we're waiting on word as well. But again, we're staying safe. Coach B and myself, our family's good. We had a great Thanksgiving. Real quick before we get out of here, I wanted to get on this because again, you and I we talked off air about this because again, this kind of just shows people how skilled you are. Tell everybody how close to that line you guys were with that Raiders game, with that Raiders game with the Kansas City Chiefs last week. Talk to our audience a little bit about that. 'Cause I know you and I talked about it off air.
No, we didn't really make a big move on that. I think you got me mistaken with the week prior, maybe. No, our big play last week, fellas, was the Rams over Tampa Bay. And let me not forget, let me get to this game here. Now, tomorrow, we love Tampa Bay to beat Kansas City. You brought Kansas City up, right? So we have Tampa Bay winning this game outright because the raw number that Jay Anthony, he developed the system. It's a combination of math, algorithms, math geeks. A lot goes into it. So we see the numbers on every game. They have Kansas City at -3.5. Vegas put it out at -3.5. Our numbers show that Tampa Bay should be -3 or 4 points. So we have value. It's like buying real estate. You want an appraisal. So the raw number betting system, it helps you identify value. Or if you want another analogy, it's like going fishing. You want some sonar to find a fish.
Exactly.
Especially out in the big ocean. So what the raw number does, it makes things a little bit simple. Now, it's not 100% by no means. It doesn't give you an exact final score on the game, but it helps identify value. And that's why we put it out on a recorded message, 877-828-0120. I do like what I see, though, in the Raiders, guys.
Okay.
It's been a crazy season. We can go back to earlier the conversation. Dallas does stink, but reality is they can still win the East.
That's what's crazy about it.
Beat Washington and use some good play calling. I don't even know what they were thinking.
Oh, my God. That was Pop Warner play calling out there. But, again, we're talking to Danny B. Again, Danny B. of Inside the Numbers, the longest-running sports betting show, talk show in the nation. Again, Danny B., you guys can get in contact with him. Find out some of these great picks that he has available for you guys. Available today. You guys can call him up right now, 877-828-0120. And again, find him on social media, Coach B. Danny B, we've been working with this guy for a long time.
Yeah.
Really, really good. He's a specialist in this area right here.
Danny B and his partner, Jay Anthony, he's working out of Vegas. He's the founder of the Raw Numbers betting system. So, they, like they say, they can identify the hidden value in games.
There it is
you might as well give him a call.
That's well said. Exactly. That was well said. I give you a little synopsis, and that's what it does. It's not failed. Listen, gambling's tough. It's not easy, especially now. That's why anybody out there that wants to do it the right way, they need somebody that does this for a living. This ain't a part-time thing. I've been at this since 83.
Right.
Since 1983. I work hard. I don't have blisters on my hands, but gosh, I do a lot of phone calls. I got cauliflower ear, but we're workaholics. And I just want to wish everybody out there, first of all, I hope everybody's safe. Stay together. We're all in this together, as they say.
Yes, indeed.
But, just do what you got to do. And more importantly, just take care of your family. Right, fellas? I guess that's the best advice.
That's the number one right there.
Absolutely.
There it is again. Oh, no, go ahead. You have something else? You're going to say something else, please?
No, I'm just saying, stop being mad at your friend. Your friend's entitled to his own opinion. We
exactly.
all have, that's the beauty of America.
Well
You're
said,
allowed to
Danny
have
B.
your own feelings. And we're getting mad over a lot of nonsense that could be avoided by a simple phone call. And a lot of people are on social media, and they're getting misled.
Exactly.
When somebody makes a comment, they can take it wrong. So before you lose a friend over something stupid, think twice about it and stick together. We'll get through this. That's why one thing we do need is sports to continue, fellas.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
Sports must resume. Of course, it's like music to the savage beast.
Yes, it is.
It calms everybody down.
Yes, indeed.
So I'm going to give out that number again,
please,
fellas, and I want to thank you once again. So right now we have 3 winners for today, 3 for tomorrow. I told you on air, and hold me to this, Tampa Bay will win this game.
We'll talk about it here. We heard it here.
Some more. And again, Vegas, I am rooting for the Vegas Raiders this year, honestly. I'd like to see the Rams do good. But if the Cowboys don't win the East, I want the Giants.
Yep.
Absolutely. It's what Danny B, we appreciate it.
We appreciate that. And again, call them up. You can call that number today. We're going to get that number up one more time, Danny B. 877-828-0120. He has some big-time winners on there, so you guys want to make sure you call that number, get information. Danny B, thank you so much, man. You enjoy the weekend. We're going to be looking for it the same time next week. We'll be looking for that information. We're going to quote you on this Tampa Bay game. We're looking forward to it.
All right, listen, and good luck on that new venture. I'm really proud of you, fellas. You work hard.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Tell the wife we said hello.
I will do that.
Absolutely.
You, fellas.
There it is.
There you go. You think Danny B, he and his partner, Jay Anthony, have over 60 years of combined experience in the betting business.
Right.
That's something else. And the betting game, when I was watching a game the other night, I think it was in the NFL, and you can see what it says Bet MGM. So betting is real, and we talked about this, is really coming to the forefront. Once the Raiders go to Vegas, it changed everything.
No doubt about it. And, one of the things about it is but a lot of people just jump into it, and they don't know what's going on. So they got a few dollars in their pocket. They just go out there and bet. One of the great things about us working with Danny B is he's a specialist, kind of show you about what's going on, give you some information so that way you're making an informed decision.
And he's worked with just about everybody. He talks about Ali. He worked with Ali, man. So that's you can't do anything but to have good things to say about that. So great work. So we appreciate everything that he has done for us here
Yes.
And helping educate us on the sports business. It's time for us to get up out of here. You ready to
Get
go?
up out of here, man. Again, we want to make sure we let everybody know you can check us out tomorrow morning. We'll be live on Fox Sports West here on the West Coast. We'll be, you can see that anywhere in the Southern California area, all over Nevada, as well as Hawaii.
So yeah, check us out. Make sure you follow us on social media. Everything is at IE Sportsnet. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Thank you for listening to IE Sportsnet, presented by our great friends at Three Wise Credit Union with Coach B.
Andy Turner. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here, live on Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350. Coach B, who you got tonight, man? We out.
Money Mike.